everybody. Welcome to In Gratitude. This is a very special episode of In Gratitude, our podcast. I know you haven't seen us in a while, but I'm so excited to reintroduce and re-welcome a former guest. Now, Todd Weinstein, how are you? How you doing?
I'm doing great. A little older since the last time we spoke, but I'm doing great.
No, we're all younger. Let's not even talk about that. So, Todd, congratulations. You are my first repeat guests. It's like SNL. Maybe if you get 5 of them, I think you get like a robe or something, right? So you're the first person that I've brought back on the podcast, and for very, very good reason. So I'll just give everybody a little bit of a recap on what we talked about the last time. Todd Weinstein, my friend, is the administrator and founder of the Nice Things That Happen in East Meadow Facebook group, which is a community group that just highlights nice things that happen in East Meadow. And Todd, you started this group just to kind of combat all the negativity online and to just make sure that you were celebrating the people and the community and the business owners and everything that's going on in East Meadow. And that's how we connected. The last time we spoke, you had mentioned a couple of things. You mentioned that you were having a milestone birthday coming up, right?
Right.
And you mentioned that you were a big fan of an actress that we all know and love named Drew Barrymore. And so I'm just going to take that and throw it right over to you, because I want you to tell us what happened after you said that.
Well, a few months ago, I had this idea that in turning 50, and I turned 50 a few days ago, I wanted to run a community canned food drive, with the in being the recipient. I love what you guys do. It's a wonderful, wonderful organization. The soup kitchen, the food pantry, the outreach you do, it's just an amazing group. And rather than a party or, a lavish vacation or things like that, I said, I want to reach out to my network, and whether it's the community group, my professional, business associates, my friends, you name it, just put it out there and say, hey, I'm doing this thing. When I'm turning 50, this will be my way of kind of giving back, sharing my blessings. So I had this kind of goofy idea that Drew Barrymore, if I could reach out to Drew Barrymore, on her TV show, she does this thing called DREWGooder. And I said, hey, you know what? I'd like to be considered a DREWGooder. I think I'm doing some good things around town. And maybe, just maybe, if possible, I can get her to maybe give me like a little snippet introducing this canned food drive. And little did I know the thing would kind of grow legs and take on a life of its own. And that's kind of where we got to.
Let's play a quick round of Truth or Dare. Every time. All right, so I actually, Drew, if you don't mind, I'd like to switch it up a little bit today, if you don't mind. I dare you, Drew. I'm going to dare you to surprise a member of our audience here who's a big fan of the show.
Okay, well, I did hear about a Todd Weinstein. He is in the audience.
Look at you just looking over there.
Todd. Are you surprised? Come on down.
Come on right down here, Todd. Everyone, come on. Surprise.
Wow.
Well, hi.
Are you surprised?
Like, speechless.
I like this.
Speechless. Wow.
So I watched the segment and I loved it, because the look on your face was just priceless. And I'm sure that your wife just had a ball watching that over, because well, first of all, how did she get to do that? Did she write into the show? What happened?
So we had I wanted to see a taping of the show. Tapes in New York City, and I had tickets. Something came up. I couldn't go last minute. Then the family got Omicron in January. I couldn't go. And then we had tickets, and she was mentioning this to a friend of hers. And it turns out a friend of hers knew a producer, was a client of hers, and the two got to talking, and she wrote up this whole nice thing about what I do and how Todd would love to be recognized as a DREWGooder on the show. And then it all just snowballed from there. You understand, Dana, I don't like surprises. And there I'm just sitting there watching, the final segment of the show, and Drew and Ross Matthews kind of called me up, and I was speechless, just completely speechless.
Which is
And
unlike you, Todd.
it's
I,
good
I
because-
know this now that we've gotten to know each other a little bit better.
Oh, I'm telling you, for somebody like me that talks for a living, I couldn't make 3 sentences. You know, it was tough, but it was great. And she was, kind enough to not only make, put me on the show and talk about, our nice things and to a national audience, but then made a little video introducing what we're going to do as far as the canned food drive, and very generously donated $2,000 to the inn. Which, again, everything just kind of lined up. It was just amazing.
Hello, everybody. I'm Drew Barrymore, and I'm here to tell you that in honor of Todd Weinstein and his 50th birthday, we want to support good things happen to people in East Meadow and promote and help you.
Raise collect canned goods for our charity drive.
So go to the DrewBarrymoreShow.com to learn how to do that with us. And we're trying to collect 1,972 cans in honor of the year Todd was born.
For the inn of Hempstead. So yeah, I mean, because of that appearance on the show, it just lended so much credibility. My local newspaper, the East Meadow Herald, shout out to Mallory and her crew. They have just been following this and documenting it. It's been great. And, another partner in town that does work with the inn, Stu Leonard's, the grocery, dairy, food store. I've been working with them for a number of years, and we partner up with them with our back to school supply drive, where they give out ice cream tokens to our donors.
Hey Todd, Stu Leonard here. How you doing? I love what you are doing for the food pantry with the Mary Brennan Inn out there, right there. You know what we're gonna do? We're gonna 50 you, okay? Since you're turning 50, we're gonna hit you with 50 ice cream cone coupons, okay? 50 Stu Leonard chicken broth, 50 Stu Leonard pastas, 50 olive oil, and 50 Stu Leonard Simply Marinara, okay? You're going to be 50'd all over the place. We'll get that stuff to the food pantry. We love what you're doing. Keep it going, man, and happy 50th.
I mean, Stu Leonard Jr. is just an amazing person, generous, and really, I mean, just typifies, just the give back of a business owner. I mean, I know things are so challenging as a business owner, and yet he just finds time to just do amazing things. And, again, all I was looking for was a little video of Stu saying, "Hey, Todd, happy birthday. Everything's going great." I went to the inn and there was a pallet of food that Stu Leonard's donated, because of me. And it was like, just very humbling. I'm kind of like tearing up a little bit thinking about it. It's very, very humbling.
Thanks for Stu Leonard's dropping off this food, helping celebrate Todd's birthday. And the can drive, and all the food, and this is going to be great. The guests of the inn are going to love it and enjoy it. We're going to start packing this up for our grocery bags. So thank you for your support today and your consistent support. You guys always, bread, we get a lot of bread from you. Actually, sometimes the donations department of the inn goes and picks up. And thank you guys for that.
So again, to Stu Leonard Jr. and your staff, and, Stephen and Andrew, who were there, in the rain, unpacking the truck. I mean, again, just amazing, how this thing all came about.
That's so awesome. So just back to that. I mean, Stu Leonard's is definitely a supporter of the inn, and like you said, has been so incredible with our school supply drive and providing bags and ice cream. I mean, the ice cream tokens are just a bonus. They didn't even have to do that, but the kids love it. And it just kind of, it gives them incentive to just do more and more. And it's so amazing. It just goes to show that sometimes all you have to do is ask, right? It's just really amazing what the response that you'll get.
I set this goal because, like anything, it's one thing to say, hey, we're going to go out and do this. But, I attached a number, 1,972 cans in honor of my birth year. And again, the funny thing is, I don't, as much as I don't like surprise, I'm not really a big birthday guy either. But yeah, it's I kind of leaned into this one, but it's been great. I mean, the response has been amazing because, I had I enlisted some help of, my county legislator, Kevon Abrahams, and my state senator, Kevin Thomas, and an actress I went to high school with, Lisa Donovan from the movie Clueless.
Hey everybody, I'm Elisa Donovan. I am an actress and a writer, and I am from Northport, Long Island, and I want to wish a very happy birthday to another fellow Northportian, Todd Weinstein, who is turning 50 this year, and he is an inspiration because what he decided to do for his 50th birthday wish is to have 1,972 cans of food for his food drive to support the Mary Brennan Inn of Hempstead. And I just have to say, Todd, you are so awesome and such an inspiration to choose this as your birthday wish. So I am encouraging everybody who watches this to send it to someone else so that you all will contribute to this incredible cause and help Todd reach his goal. Happy birthday.
And, they made these little videos, kind of pitching, my food drive. And again, their response was just great. I mean, I had people from literally all over the country in every facet of my life. People went to elementary school, people I work with currently, people I haven't worked with in years, people I haven't seen in 30 years, just made donations, whether it's, an Instacart delivery that came to my house, whether it was just, strangers in my community group that, neighbors that I don't know, that just dropped off canned goods on my doorstep. People that would Venmo me money. I'm doing a big shopping in the next couple of days where I'll be, buying, several $1,000s worth of food for the inn.
Because you collected how much money at this point?
I mean, I'm well over $2,500, and that's just the Venmo money that came in. I got several hundred cans in the house right now, and I know several $100s came in directly to the inn.
Yeah. Yes,
so it's been wonderful and humbling. It's been humbling. Yeah. You know what I mean? Look, I'm the face of all this, but I mean, this has been a community effort. This has been, my social, my professional, my personal network. I mean, it's very humbling that people just respond. You ask and people respond. I'm blessed. I'm very blessed for it.
Yeah, I say it all the time. One of the things that I've learned from working at the inn is that most people are good. That's the first thing. People are good. Most people want to help and they just don't know how. So all you have to do is tell them, and that people for the most part will just hit the ground running. I mean, I've seen it over and over again for years being here. So, and you're, a prime example of that. And in this case, we didn't have to tell you what to do. What we did was we told you what we needed, which was, in that case, those 6 years ago, school supplies.
Yeah.
So, that's been a really wonderful drive that we've been doing. So you don't have, at this point, you're going to have to, are you taking an inventory? Like, do we know if we hit the 1,972 cans?
I have a listing. It's, it's funny, you come up with these ideas and you don't realize how much work it is involved. It's a lot of heavy lifting, a lot of accounting, but I'm very confident I'm far going to surpass that goal. And
that's amazing. I figured you would, whoever's out there watching, just so everybody knows, every can, 1,972 cans. So what we're doing now, currently, since COVID, we are still serving out the front door. We're serving bag lunches. We're serving hot meals out the front door. We're in the process of a reopening plan that's going to allow guests to come back into the soup kitchen and sit down again in the fall. But in the meantime, we are serving currently close to 1,000 meals a day, 5 days a week. And twice a month, we're giving out pantry bags of grocery staples. So all of those cans of food that everybody donated, everything that's coming in, twice a month, we're giving out a big bag of soups and beans and cans of food and all the things that sort of the guests need to stock their pantries or their cabinets. And this is going to go a long way. So, and we're serving hundreds of people every month. And giving out those pantry bags. So that's where those donations are going to go. The monetary donations, I know that you're going to do your shopping and you're going to buy more stuff and contribute more to the cans that you've already collected. And then the donations that came in straight to us, which is strictly monetary, that's going to go to what at any given time where it's needed the most. So just, I know that people, it helps when people know exactly where their dollar or their contribution is going. And let me just say firsthand that it's going to exactly where it needs to be to the guests that don't have the resources to get them themselves. So thank you, Todd. Thank you for turning 50, Todd, because your birth is the reason why I have a podcast today. And thank you to all of the, your friends and your family and everybody that you've thanked already, and Stu Leonard's and the politicians and Drew Barrymore. And hope maybe she'll see this. And if she does, thank you, Drew Barrymore, big fan. And I just think it's wonderful. Oh, and by the way, speaking of Drew again, the $2,000 donation was $1,000 from the show, but she matched it and kicked in her own $1,000. So what a generous gift that was. We have already received that donation and it's being put to good use. So thank you so much to all the producers at the show and to Drew herself and just anybody who made that happen, because that is huge. And we're a local organization, so it's wonderful. We're well known on Long Island, but to be recognized on a national broadcast like that, it's a big deal. So you've done good, Todd. Thank you. Very good.
Well,
I'm just so happy. Every time you call me, I'm like, something good is happening.
Yeah, it was, you know what, it was just funny how it all lined up. I mean, like I said, I couldn't have done it without, my wife, Robin, who's been in my corner every step of the way. I mean, I come up with these goofy ideas and, while I'm out, doing this and that, I've got, hundreds of cans in the living room, hundreds of cans in the basement, and my garage is full of school supplies and things like that. And, every time I do something, I don't really think of the impact that it has in the household, but she's, been in my corner ever since. And again, I'm blessed. My two boys, again, I'm just blessed. And, I kind of feel like we have this obligation to share our blessings with people, these last, 2+ years with COVID. I mean, it's been horrible, the impact that on so many people, whether it's, mental health and emotional and, professional, and people with jobs issues and childcare issues and, hunger issues. And now this inflation that seems like it's just out of control. I mean, we're very, as a population, we're very vulnerable. People think Long Island's this big place of affluence and mansions, and that's not the case. I mean, there's so many people that are going paycheck to paycheck. And if there's one little disruption in that, they're completely, underwater. And going by the inn and seeing the people lined up, for a meal and for a takeout bag, it's great. I mean, the work that you do is just, if I can't imagine what these people do if the inn were not there.
Yeah, no, I don't want to think about that. And I'm glad that we are here. And, I know I've said it again, I'll say it again. I've said it before. We would not be able to do it without the help of people like you who are, out there literally in the streets, just kind of like advocating for us and telling people about us and doing things. And, every single can, every single dollar, every single donation makes a difference. I try to reiterate this because I don't want anybody to think that their contribution is minimal, because all these minimal contributions add up to these beautiful and wonderful and great things. So I am just so happy, Todd. Thanks for being my first repeat guest. I'm so excited, and I'm just excited to continue to work with you. Summer is going to be here and gone before we know it. So we'll see you with backpacks pretty soon, I think.
Yeah,
right?
and I'm looking forward to going back in, back live. I mean, I think I told you earlier in the week, I'm committing to a day where I want to, sponsor the day's worth of food for everybody.
Yes.
So I'll be doing that in memory of a friend of mine who unfortunately passed from COVID. My friend Tamer, who was a walking angel. And, he passed away from COVID, but the impact that he made, where I'm kind of in the spotlight, this man that I worked with for many years, he did so much of the stuff behind the scenes. And one of his life's mission was to, help the needy, help the homeless, help the hungry. And to be able to give back to in his name will be.
That's wonderful. That is so wonderful. And it's a big deal. It's a wonderful thing to do something in someone's honor, especially someone as special as that. And so you will be sponsoring a meal in September at the Mary Brennan and Soup Kitchen. And that is something that other people can do as well. This is, this is great because we're kind of giving out information. So if somebody's sitting at home thinking, well, you know, I don't know what can I do? There's so many things, and they are on so many different levels. So, you know, I'm excited about your sponsored meal. You're going to bring in a couple of volunteers, because we also have been bringing back small volunteer groups to the soup kitchen. So things are happening, and they're getting back to whatever our new normal is now is for everybody. And we've got a lot of exciting things happening at the inn, and a lot of growth in our programs and helping as many people as we can. So again, Todd, thank you so much for everything. It's such a pleasure working with you and getting to know you all these years. So I'm sure that you've reached more than 1,972 cans of food.
Yep.
And I'm excited to see what that number is, but whatever it is, we're just so grateful. So
Yeah, like I said,
happy birthday.
Oh, thanks. And like I said, to everybody, you know, everybody in my life that contributed, my heart is exploding with gratitude, and the generosity has just been amazing. So thank you, everybody. I mean, again, for this old guy who's now, you know, 50 and a little bit.
Hey, you're not that old, okay?
but again, and Dana, thanks the work that you guys do, and Jean, I mean, what you put together is just amazing. So thank you.
Thanks, Todd. Take care. I'll see you soon.
All right.